Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com, where we love free markets, we love free speech, and we love freedom of religion. We love freedom of everything here at BigWaveTrading.com. We are pro the little guy, we are pro small business, we are not pro government, we are not pro big corporations. So that's where we stand here at BigWaveTrading.com. Now, getting to the charts where the truth is. Today we're going to start out with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And if you notice, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was able to hang on to the 50-day moving average, and it's still holding on to most of the gains that it had on 323 and did so in higher volume today. What makes it even better is that earlier the market was rallying, then it started to sell off pretty bad, and all of a sudden by the end of the day, just an amazing, quick, sharp rally took the Dow Jones 500 and the NASDAQ well off those lows of that time and just sent it not to the high of the day, as you can tell in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but bottom line, it was at the low of the day before that big move came. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average was looking like it was going to probably close with the red. I was hoping, and I said in the chat room, I hope it closes green. Well, that just shows you how, we were red and how hard it looked like it was going to be green. But then we ended up closing up 1.17%. I got to say, that's bullish. That's one of the most bullish things I got to admit that I've seen. Forget the big update here on the Dow Jones. It's up 5.8%, which is insane. And then 6.84%, which is just more insane. Those 2 days didn't nearly impress me as much as today's action, because that amount of buying at the end of the day almost made the intraday charts look like the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and S&P 500 was going straight up. And that's the first time I've seen an intraday chart look so straight up like that. So there we got something good going on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's look at the New York Stock Exchange. You can see up 1.24%. Volume's higher than the day before. Technically, that's an accumulation day. So we're holding the 50-day moving average there also. It all looks well still so far. Once again, the day that it was up here, 6.4%, the day it was up 7.3%. Listen, the biggest rallies come in the bear market. So chances are we're probably in a bear market rally right here. But still, it is going to probably have legs, because you don't have what happened today selling off, and then all of a sudden you reverse and just have a straight spike up at the end of the day with stronger volume. That doesn't happen like if the indexes are going to sell off for the next few days. So it could be bullish in the short term. And just to let you know, I do have 3 new longs tonight. I didn't have any new longs yesterday, and on the 23rd I had a long I had to add to that I was already long, and it's doing quite well since then. And then besides that, on the 19th I had 2 longs and 1 add, which was one of the busiest days I've had. But the day before I had 4 new longs. 3 of those were gold stocks. All 4 of those longs are holding in. One's holding in. The 3 gold stocks are higher. So it's been active to the buy side. Whenever I took those 4 stocks the day before, I had 6 longs, and I now have 15 longs. I've gone from 42 shorts to 33 shorts that are still definitely holding in. I mean, they're not above the 200-day moving average, any of them, and they're all still producing gains for me, all of them. So all 33 shorts I have profit still. So no reason to get rid of them until they give me a final cover call. However, we have gone from 6 longs to 15 in a very short amount of time, ever since 318. So, that's got to be something. But, however, gold stocks, that's where my eye really is. And I don't know if that means that it's just going to be an inflation-backed rally or what. But still, it's something to pay attention to. Now, let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, as you can see, very big volume. This was the one I noticed the most, because the NASDAQ looked very weak to me compared to the others. Notice how it was only up 0.82% compared to the 1.24%, compared to the 1.1%. Still, it was a very huge reversal at the end. And like I said, on the intraday chart, looking at the line minute-by-minute graph that I use, because I don't like to keep my platforms open intraday, because then I'm kind of tempted to want to be sneaky and buy something here and maybe do a quick trade there, and so I just keep them closed throughout the day. But so I watched on that website, and on Yahoo, it just spiked straight up at the end of the day. And I was like, that is extremely impressive. And I was very happy with that. So just something to keep an eye on. So those are the indexes. Now let's look at the S&P 600. See its bullish day, retaking the 50-day moving average. Let's get up close and expand it with the plus sign. See, it's retook the 50-day moving average up 2.12%. So small caps led on today. And you know that I personally love it whenever small caps are leading over the big caps like this is here. Let's look at what the mid caps are doing. Hopefully they're leading over the Dow Jones. So we're looking for a better than 1% gain. And we got it, but barely 1.21%. Still, at least it's something. But still, it looks like the SP small caps are the ones that it's leading the best because that's had one of the best intraday sessions out of all of them. We'll look at the Russell 2000 also. Oh, RUT just one dash and X. C is up 2.33%, retaking the 50-day moving average. Let's go ahead and look at the strongest stock market out there, China, with the Shanghai SC composite, and you'll see it actually fell 2% and closed very close to the low of the day. Now, what you're going to want to see tomorrow in the Chinese stock market to say that it's extremely strong is it's going to regain all of the losses, be up right around 3% after, hopefully, if it gaps down in the morning and then is up like 3% and takes out all the prices of 325, that'll be amazing, and that'll prove that China is extremely bullish right now. However, if it just holds in here for a while and then starts to go back up again, it'll say that China's bullish. That's it. Now, if you continue to sell off, break through the 200, you got to look at the volume on the Chinese stock market. And market speculator Chris May, if you're going to watch this video, I need you to please do that for me. Thank you very, very much. And then, if it breaks through the 50-day moving average, then, whatever. Got to look at volume, but if it's big, that's not going to be good. But hopefully by then, maybe our indexes will be going up, and that would be fantastic. To see it shift from China to the United States of America, that'd be incredible. The one thing I'm going to start looking at before I go anywhere else is let's look at oil. Oil fell a little bit, but it's still in that 52.85 range. If from the bottom, whenever it had the right here, yeah, we'll just use that right there. How much is it up from the December lows? 49%. That's pretty awesome. Now let's look at platinum. Look at platinum today. Platinum had a very nice day. Notice after the big move higher, 6.24% gain, boom, boom, boom. It broke out of a flat consolidation base from February to March for that long. After already putting in a low in November, higher low in December, higher low in January. Basically an ascending base, and I'll show you how I do that there. I'm going to use the letter D for this, but you would connect this through there, and then watch how it kind of like goes up through there. And there's your ascending base. It's in between. A weekly will show it probably do. There you go. See how it's moving upward? So it's in a steady uptrend, ascending like base. Erase those. Still, a breakout from this flat base right here. That's what this is right there. That's a flat base going across. Breakout. Now, if the move wasn't real, it would have given it back up. However, tight, 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 tight. Let's get up close on a zoom, on a shift 9. Look at that. Very tight price action. Now let's keep that chart actually overexposed. Let's look at silver today. Silver. Notice how far deep it fell intraday, all the way down to 1296. Came all the way back and closed at 1344. No other way to spot that than bullish. The 250-day moving averages converge. So now here's the moment of truth. Will silver's 50-day moving average cross above the 200 with the price finding support right here and then rounding out and then moving higher to new highs? If that happens, watch out, old highs back in March. I'd assume we'd be able to take out the 2135 high. That is the old high right there in silver. I assume the 2135 high will be taken out if silver can bounce right here off the about ready to golden cross 50 and 200-day moving average. If that can happen, awesome. Sky's the limit for silver, in my opinion, especially with the way certain stocks are setting up. Gold today. Gold also had a kind of a weak day. This is if you pull the trigger intraday on gold. If you watch gold intraday and you've been trading off of daily charts, number one, listen to that right there. You're using daily charts, but yet intraday you're making decisions. So that's silly. If you're going to use daily charts, you make trades based on either daily occurrences, 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, or weekly occurrences. You don't make them in anything less than 1 day if we're using daily charts. If you use 5-minute charts, you shouldn't be making trades within 1 minute. It's just something to consider. If you notice that you do stuff like that, I mean, you gotta think a little bit. So you notice how to find support at the 50-day moving average here, and it did so here in early March, and then right here in March it closed below it, but it had a tail, and this is why it's so important where it closes, because you could tell that there was intraday support. So if you decided to wait a day, let's say you only sold 20% and suddenly, oh, I'm going to sell 50%. But let's say you sold 20%, you're like, I'm going to wait to see how it reacts. Oh, retakes the 50. But now let's say that you're one of those guys that watch it intraday. Oh, on intraday, you probably sold it whenever it was hitting 882. However, that was the huge reversal of 35 points or whatever in minutes for gold that ended up 2.94% on the telechart system. And then since then, holding, comes back to the 50-day moving average, crosses below it intraday. Hopefully that wasn't you that sold at 916, because if it was, you sold at the bottom. And now it's at 935. So gold is looking great to me. Since the November lows, it is up 31% still. And the gold charts are just looking really, really good. Let's look at DGP. This is a gold ETF that I want you to look at. Notice it bouncing right off the 50-day moving average with strong green bop and very strong volume. And then here's its brother, the regular GLD. And then here's its other brother, IAU. And that even has green bop now. So gold's looking strong out there. I think I want to show you one more thing. Nope, I can't. I got to stop it. So I'm going to show you it to paid subscribers in part 2, the IBD indexes. Aloha. I'll be back.